Welcome to a brand new series of Friday Night Armistice in the week that NASA spent £63 million on an exciting lunar mission, sending up a satellite to count the moon. And also this week, Britain has taken on the presidency of Europe, and Tony Blair's first aim is to persuade the designers of the European Parliament that they no longer need perimeter fencing around the British delegation. And talking of thugs, Britain's John Motson got into trouble for some charming racism this week. He said he couldn't tell black players apart and that Frank Bruno looks all the same. There could be more trouble ahead because Motson has been booked to commentate on the Nation of Islam's next Million Man March in Washington. There they are. It could be a nightmare. There was sad news this week for Teletubbies fans. After the disappointment of not getting to #1 at Christmas, tragedy struck when a dejected Paul was found dead in his hotel room after choking on barbiturates, or Tubby Bitwits, as he calls them. And finally, following Labour's complaints about John Humphrey's aggressive interview techniques, Tony Blair carried out his threat this week to boycott him and refused to appear in On the Record.
When he asked, therefore, for a meeting with you, with the Prime Minister, shouldn't a little warning light have come on in your head that said, hang on a minute, under these circumstances, should I not say, no, I won't see you, you go and see somebody else, or, alternatively, perhaps, I'll give the money back before I see him? Well, part of the reason for any suspicions that have been raised is that the information's had to be kind of dragged out of you. You didn't then tell him about the second donation, and you knew that he was going to ask you to do something that was hugely going to help his industry, his own fortunes. Prime Minister, thank you very much indeed.
So before we move on, does anybody want this? This is the last 2 tickets to go and visit Noel Edmonds' grave. It's a bit of an advanced booking, this, but they still all have been snapped up.
A couple of minor preparations to be made first.
Oh, yes.
We'll see to that. We'll be on an island so you can go and dance on the grave if you like.
Anyway, before we go any further, I've just got to show you one effect of the gales that wasn't picked up on in the news, and that was in Regent's Park Zoo, where you can see for yourselves the effect 120 millions have had on this giraffe. Yeah. Actually, I'm not saying Tony Blair is big-headed, but when he arrived off the plane from the Seychelles this week, the girls were going, he just put his hands out and went, be calm. Anyway, the other interesting thing about the girls is that Peter Mandelson was so impressed by them this week that he's decided to put them in the Millennium Dome, where they'll be known as the People's Wind. And I don't know what it is with the Millennium Dome, but it seems that Peter Mandelson is actually having to think up every idea for what goes on in it himself. So he must be waking up in the night sweating about all the things he's got to remember.
Well, funny you should say that, Armando, because
I hope so.
I've got... Yes, it is. It's funny. I've got this bin from beside his bed.
Yes.
I was in the area.
What is this?
What's that there?
He actually writes...
Peter Mandelson's bin.
He actually
writes
writes
that on his bin.
Oh, right.
In case he gets confused.
Yes, yes. But it's basically got a few of the ideas in here that he's gone through. For example, paper plates, 50,000. Rubbish.
He's got written as one. He's got Peter Andre ? And then underneath he's written no.
A few of these. There's a memo here of Peter Mandelson that just says, help me, I'm trapped.
Oh, no, he's on the right track here. Something to symbolise time, a clock, ?
There's a bit of a problem now for legal reasons. You probably know that a reporter from a national newspaper was arrested for possessing cannabis this week, so we can't name the newspaper involved. But we can drop teasing hints. So the editor we can legally refer to as a stoat-faced tosser. And the paper we can actually visually represent by this.
No, but personally, I think it's right that journalists who are basically, what are they, whiskey swilling, chain-smoking, pie-eating knobbers?
Yes.
Should go on a holy crusade against a tiny block of resin that alleviates arthritis.
If they do legalise it for arthritis, though, I mean, there's going to be an arthritis epidemic in all the universities, all the colleges. Amsterdam will have the biggest concentration of arthritics in the world.
Well, actually, the Daily Turd on the Glass said that their actions this week were perfectly justifiable. And indeed, the Turd on the Glass's editor, a stoke-faced tosser, appeared on a Radio 4 programme saying his actions were absolutely not entrapping an innocent person into an illegal act. And we rang the stoke-faced tosser's office to ask for a copy of that very programme, and he kindly sent us it. It's this cassette recording taken off the radio, and we sent him back £10 for his trouble. Now, the home taping of radio programmes and then selling them on is illegal in this country. And so Piers Morgan, I'm not afraid to name you, is now a criminal and can be arrested, as is his very helpful secretary, Kerry Buckley. So if anyone at home wants to perform a citizen's arrest on Piers Morgan and march him into the nearest police station, then feel free to do so.
The whole argument about cannabis seems to be that by making it illegal, you make it exciting. And that's the argument that's been put up by a lot of experts' sons. So, could we harness this slightly dodgy argument for good? How exciting could vitamin C be if you dressed up as a drug dealer and flogged it to kids in the playgrounds? Well, we went and had a try yesterday's lunch break.
Okay, speak to you, Charlie. Cheers. Bye. Hello. Hiya. Hiya. Go on, come here. Here. What are you doing tonight? You're going to stay, are you? You're going out tonight? Yeah? You want something tonight? What you got? I've got some stuff. Do you want some stuff? Some vitamin C.
How much do you charge?
Do you want to buy some cod liver oil capsules? helps maintain healthy body and eyesight. It's good for your bones. It's good for your bones. 50 pence a capsule.
Does it make me very happy?
Contains antioxidants.
You can chew it or you can dissolve it. It's up to you. Cheers. Good on you. Cheers. And we sold vitamin C to them all day. And in return, we bought off them 4 kilos of smack.
We've had a Labour government for 7 months now, and the pundits tell us the honeymoon period is coming to an end, which, of course, begs the question, when will they start knocking us about?
Well, the other day, we came across this. You may have one of these in your wallet. It's that little relic of those heady days when Labour was still any good, which was before about May the 3rd of last year. Now, you may have one of these. It's a little commitment card. There are 5 pledges on it.
Yeah, that's right. They sent it out to, I think, almost every household. But it's a little bit small, maybe, so you can't really read what it actually says. But we've got one a little bit bigger over here to have a look at. There we are. The Minister for Giants let us have this one. So let's have a look how they're getting on with their promises. OK. Promise number 1, cut class sizes to 30 or under for 5, 6 and 7-year-olds by using money from the Assisted Places Scheme. Well, they've made a start on it, but it's proving a bit more difficult than they thought. So they want to amend this promise slightly to cut class sizes to 30 or under for 5, 6 and 7-year-olds by using beef on the bone. And that's starting to happen for them now.
But there was quite a lot of bad publicity about that, so they changed it again to cigarette consumption to 30 or under for 5, 6, 7-year-olds by using money from Bernie Ecclestone.
Now, that really is in place now. That's really working. What about number 2? Fast-track punishment for persistent young offenders. Having a bit of trouble, so they've slightly amended it, only slightly, to fast-track punishment for persistent young disabled.
So, now, this NHS one, they're not doing too well because actually, since they've been in power, waiting lists have actually gone up by 50,000. So they've had to alter this promise very slightly. Now, David, could you cover up the first 5 words of that?
Right.
And this is what they're actually doing, is treating an extra 100,000 celebrities to Downing Street pisser.
That's it. They promised it, they're still doing it. So let's have a look at one more, number 4. Get 250,000 under 25-year-olds off benefit and into work using money from windfall levy. How's that going? Well, it's early days, but they have made a start. They now are saying that they can get 25 under 250,000-year-olds off benefit and into work. And they're going to use, Peter, if I may...
Yes, they're going to use this. Instead of a windfall levy on the privatised utilities...
They're going to use a scheme nicked from the 80s in which we pay Marks and Spencer hard cash to employ 70-year-olds to sort their socks and pants out with better PR.
All right. Thank you very much, David and his glamorous assistant, Peter. Do you know the Tory party? Well, William Hague does, and he's now struggling to take his party back to its great days of a sham unity. And as he's doing it, it's time we unveiled the Hague countdown clock. Now, there it is in Trafalgar Square. It's counting down to the day most experts agree he will have to go. Which, as you can see, is 432. That's about next May, when we expect him to be replaced either by Chris Patton or John Motson, depending which side of the party eventually wins out. And in the studio here, we've got our very own William Hague fameometer to monitor how well he is doing with the public. Here it is. It's a scientifically calibrated column of famous people in ascending order of fame. So Mr. Bean there at the top, then Christ, Maureen from driving school, all the way down to the lowest level of fame, which is actor Corin Redgrave. So this week, our findings reveal that William Hague is slightly less famous than Peter Powell, more famous than President Daniel Arap Moi of Kenya, and just as famous as Norma Major.
Poor old Tories, though. They're in such a state. They've got no money, no support, and they're desperate for a grassroots member or two. One will do, you know. But exactly how desperate are they? Well, we got a number of exotic applicants to fill in Tory membership forms, or actually to turn up in person at some constituency offices to see exactly who William Hague's brand old party was prepared to have as a member. Number 1, an urban terrorist with balaclava, bulletproof vest and carrying a hand grenade.
Hello. I was just wondering if I could join the party. Because I'll do, I mean, I will help out. I'll do anything, you know, from leafleting to, you know, whatever. I like Hague, I like his style. Can I smoke it? And then I'm doing this really cool lighter hand grenade sort of copy. Yeah, honestly. Just feels good. It feels good in the hand, you know.
Accepted. Mr. H. Lecter. Accepted. G. Pinochet. Yes, please. A convict in prison uniform who arrived in a security van and was unhandcuffed from a prison warder outside the Tory office.
Hello, yeah, I'd like to join the party, please. Hello there. Thanks.
Accepted. Ms. M. Hindley, HM Prison Durham, no problem. Friend of the young Gary Glitter.
Hello, I just want to join your gang.
Glad to have you aboard. Mr. A. Scargill, accepted. A man wearing only his pants.
No, we've closed for today.
Well, you are the party of opportunity, aren't you? Really? I can write here, can I?
Write in and we'll send you
Have you got a telephone number that I can ring?
No, if you write to us, we'll send you a...
Are you open tomorrow morning?
Yes.
All right, thanks very much.
Told he could join if he came back tomorrow. Lieutenant Uhuru, accepted. Darth Vader, the most evil man in the universe.
Good morning. I'd like to join the party. Name and title, Lord Darius.
We've just come from the Death Star.
That's right.
Let's see how you money then.
And what's the minimum donation?
Right, but we say £10.
£10?
Yes.
That's very reasonable. Okay. Thank you, you're most kind. Did I say myself out?
Oh,
And you. Thank you.
Accepted. A keen young grassroots Tory-supporting teenager who loves William Hague.
I'm here to join the party.
I can't let you join because you're too young.
You see, I really want to join because I think it's wicked. I really wanted to join, you know.
Well, unfortunately, that's the rules.
We don't want your sort around here.
For some reason, Anthony Blair was rejected, as was Ronnie Biggs. And the reason he gave to Ronnie Biggs was he lived too far away and it cost too much to send stuff to him. Well, actually, talking of people and prisons, this week, Ulster's loyalists are up in arms and threatening to use them over what they see as the government's too favourable treatment of the IRA and Sinn Féin's Sir Martin McGuinness. And the final straw this week came when the paramilitary loyalist leaders got a letter from the government saying that since the ceasefire has been going on for more than 6 months, technically they are now available for work and should report for an interview. Now, Mo Mowlam, the Ulster Secretary, is under pressure to review the Maze prison policy, which at the moment is let's get 300 of the most dangerous, clever, organisational geniuses in the world and put them all within 3 feet of each other in a building we don't supervise. Here is the building, and from the outside it does look hard and grim. That's the H block.
Well, that's what it's like from the outside, but like almost everyone this week, let's go inside the Maze prison and see whether it actually lives up to its reputation for a lax regime. We've prepared for you tonight a harrowing reconstruction of a recent face-to-face confrontation between the governor and the hard men who run the rival factions in the Maze.
The governor's receptions are noted in society for their exquisite good taste.
Monsieur, with these grenades, you're really spoiling us.
And Amnesty International have insisted that prisoners are allowed to see their relatives. Another basic human right, fair enough, you know. This loyalist prisoner has been visited by his 3-year-old daughter here, who's brought him a late Christmas present. Apparently it's a jumper.
And it's a humane regime here. None of the prisoners were allowed home for Christmas. And this is Ardell the Smasher Heaney, who's just back after being let out to attend the traditional Republican festival of the Chinese New Year. It's very nice of him. He's just brought back to show his hairy sister here a postcard from London showing everything he remembers from a guided tour he went on, showing him all his favourite entrance and access points in the house in Westminster. Congratulations.
Over here, hello. Yes. Let me check my diary. Yes, it's okay, yes. I've got a window open there.
This is Billy Semtex, is my middle name, Semtex McGee. He's just been invited to one of Tony Blair's Downing Street celebrity parties.
Now, a few of these lads have tried really hard this year and they've had almost perfect attendance records. So the governor here is rewarding them with tickets to see the beautifully restored Windsor Castle. Just a little perk.
And the conclusion of the meeting is that the governor has agreed to some structural alterations to the outside of the building. Let's see them. There they go. Happy. What do you think of that? Excellent. Shall we have another route around Peter Mannelson's bin of ideas? Here's one. Smells of the future.
Selection of coloured bulbs. Brilliant.
Get phone connected.
Oh, here we go. A big wrestling match. Either Giant Haystacks or Big Daddy died recently. Ask Prescott which one.
Could we get Shack Attack to reform? Terrible. Who wrote this? Stained Glass Sporting Heroes. Bobby Charlton, Sir Stanley M, etc. Virginia Wade, question mark.
So we must just get back to the Jack Straw story here, because we can't let that lie, because the story itself was broken, first of all, in the Scottish papers, because it couldn't be published in the rest of Britain. So I got my family to send me down a copy of the Scotsman of that day, and it is full of the most scandalous headlines that could just never be shown anywhere else in the country. For example, here, Brown says dead must work. That's one they didn't print down here. Kill all Jews and gypsies, says Motson. No sign of that anywhere else. Down here, Fergie's fanny out of control for third play. For some reason, that's in the business section of the Scotsman. And finally, Noel burst puppy with cock. There you are. It's a sort of a pet gotcha, I imagine.
That would be good television. We can't actually talk about it. It is hush-hush, but, you know, all this Noel BBC stuff. But we've got some footage from the NTV bit of last week's house party, the one that was pulled, and we reckon it might just explain why Noel didn't want it to go out.
I'm feeling incredibly relaxed. Go. Hello, Paul.
Anyone for any more tea?
Hello, Paul Wellocks.
Is there anything else on
Hello, Paul Wellocks.
something?
Thriller?
Anything.
Lottery?
I don't want to watch Noel Edmonds.
That's it. He's looking a bit old, isn't he? Especially in the eyes.
Looking a bit weird.
Now, Richard Branson recently returned from his balloon trip to a tumultuous hero's welcome here of, if you can't operate a hot air balloon, a rudimentary 19th century form of transport, what chance have you got of persuading us to get on your trains and planes? So, with that in mind, our contention is that anything Richard Branson could do, a monkey could do as well. So please welcome Richard Branson, the monkey.
This is Richard Branson. We've had him specially renamed. He really is called Richard Branson the Monkey. He's got the jumper with a little logo on. He's even got the beard, if you look closely. Oh, this is his accountant, by the way, he's brought with him. Contractual thing. And he's worth a fortune.
OK, are you going to tell the boys and girls what Richard Branson the Monkey is going to do for us tonight, David?
Well, I shall tell the boys. The girls probably have guessed because they're, of course, more intelligent than us. Tonight, Richard Branson the Monkey is going to circumnavigate the globe in a hot air balloon.
Here comes our balloon there. Can we get him in, please? The hot air baboon, as he's known.
4 other monkeys attempting this around the globe.
Let's cheer Richard Branson the Monkey on with our
Richard Branson
the Monkey.
OK, he's ready to go.
Circumnavigate the globe.
There he goes.
$1 million peanuts for the Princess Diana Memorial Fund.
Lima.
He's a bit nervous because he normally has a Norwegian monkey with him.
He's
very nearly done it. Listen, he's got the distance record.
He's got the Olympian airspace.
And there he comes down through the atmosphere. He's abandoned it.
Maurice McGuirk has just told us that does count. The record is broken. He's done it.
Yes, so well done, Richard Branson, the monkey.
Richard Branson, the monkey. Richard Branson, the monkey.
Finally tonight, we're going to launch the latest pop sensation. Normally, millions of pounds are pumped into Peter Andre. But tonight, the Friday Night Armistice is going to go one better. Armed with a group of 5 inanimate talents and a piece of music written in half an hour by the bloke who wrote our theme tune, we're going to show you how, with a minimum amount of time, money, staff and interest, we can launch an act that will set the world sparking. Monday, we made a list of the first 5 different types of dummy that came into our heads, then got them sent up to our office. A shock dummy, a blow-up sex doll, a surgical torso, a wig block, and a crash test dummy that was too heavy to bring upstairs. Tuesday, the dummies had a total image makeover with 3 wigs, some lipstick and a pink scarf, and took a glamorous photograph. Wednesday morning, we spent an hour and a half making a pop video with some nearby cloth and twigs. In the afternoon, we made some CDs, did some posters, and booked a space in London's busy Trocadero. Everything was now ready for Thursday.
OK, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Trocadero! Biggest thing of the year, the biggest thing of the decade, the biggest thing of the millennium. Secondly, they are 5 incredible talents, but we brought them together, and it's going to be something explosive, I guarantee. So please, will you go wild for the dummies?
We got 12 photographers from serious national newspapers and even Channel 5.
Oh, thanks very much.
Oh, yeah, we spent at least a week thinking about 5 different dummies. So, yeah, there's been preparation.
There was only one thing missing, tons of publicity. We took them to media shark Max Clifford to see if he could help 5 dummies.
The first, second, third, fourth quality is image. So you will be looking for individuals that would be attractive, 4 or 5 good-looking young boys that can that look good, that can move, dance, that can sing.
I think we would see that as a bit of a sellout, really, because essentially what we're trying to market are real dummies.
So, and what's your favourite?
Wig.
Why?
I like the neck.
So you're not too bothered about the lack of anything except neck, a bald head and some ears?
You've got to get that in place. You've got your pluggers in place. You've got to make sure there's only a handful of pluggers in this country that are capable of really helping your chances of getting your song, your record into the charts.
Could we do that?
No.
No.
No, it's about contacts, it's about knowing people. Unless...
I know someone who works in Radio 1.
Yeah, but that's not sufficient.
It's 3 Radio 1 fun minutes past 8 o'clock, time for the dummies.
Scandal, of course, is always great.
Yeah.
When you're trying to launch into new names.
Leave it out, will you?
You use other people's longing to be famous, longing to be in the media, and you attach them to an individual who will do anything for publicity. Someone that's desperate for publicity, someone that wants, no matter what, as I say, someone like Peter Stringfellow. You're using the egomaniacs of the entertainment world, people that are desperate to be seen no matter what the cost, to help you launch.
What would persuade you to take on the dummies?
Nothing on earth.
If you were to put a figure on how much you reckon we could make from the dummies in 6 weeks, what would that be?
Listening to your ideas, I should think if you made £50, you'd do very well.
Will you tell your friend?
I will do, yes.
What are you going to tell them about the dummies?
That they're just great, they're amazing, and they're...
Our friends wouldn't believe
better than the Spice Girls.
Really?
Even real, and they're better than the Spice Girls. What can I say?
And here they are for the first live television appearance. Please welcome the dummies!
She wears the latest fashion.
Wig block. She's a beautiful head on beautiful shoulders and nothing else.
And this is fast-living, danger-loving crash test dummy. She can headbutt cars.
She's made of rubber. She's got a past. She's sexy dummy.
My personal favourite, biology dummy. She has fully removable internal organs. Get your small intestine out for the lads.
That's the dummies. We'll chart their progress throughout the series. That's all for this week. We've just got time to have a look at the state of play in the Maze prison. There we go. The governor's granted more demands. That's all from us. Until next week, goodbye. Come on!